Hey guys, it's Renee from Cute Simple Stuff. Today idea is gonna be Halloween, of course, and they are super easy to make, so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna start out by doing the same thing that I did in my previous video, which is the Breaking Bad cupcakes. So I traced my circle with my cookie cutter and using my pencil, trace a circle, and then I went online and grabbed a bunch of images and just did it by hand, by guiding myself. And I'm going to be putting wax paper bits on top of that, and that's going to be my guidance. Wrote down the color that I was going to be needing for icing of each part. And just so you know, this is the size of this cookie cutter, and make sure you use the smooth part of your wax paper. Follow the lines of my drawing. Then I'm going to be taking my needle tool and I'm just going to smooth the whole thing. And I do have a tutorial on my channel of this tool that comes on hand and it's kind of just. I'm going to wait for this to dry a bit so I can remove the parts of icing that went too far. Going to be doing the same with my other boot. Next, actually, it's going to start to rain. Just work your way through your boots. Okay, I'm going to take my green since I'm here. Okay, I'm going to let this sit and I'm going to come back to work with the purple. So just going to looks kind of good. When dry it's gonna look better, I think. And add some detail in. So I'm just going to do it in parts. I'm going to be putting the green part. Gonna let this sit and I'll be back with this one. Then go ahead with the orange one and put the middle part. So when it dries, it's going to dry with a bit of some deepness to it. Just get to put that in place. For this one, I'm going to first start with the hair. And I'm just going to smooth it out. Maybe I'm going to just smooth this part before this goes white. Oh, maybe I can draw his eyes. I'm going to put his little what is it? The bow. I'm going to let this dry. I'm just going to draw, and then of course going to start with the white. Then the orange, of course. And if you want to have the line separating between each layer, each color, don't do it right away. It's because I'm doing this because I want them to overlap, as you can see right there. But if you want to have the line between the white, the orange, and the yellow, you just have to wait for the white to dry and then for the orange to dry and so on and so forth. And then the yellow one. And today seems like my icing is super flowy. That's why it's kind of weird. Okay, that's done. I'm going to just go through the corners and everything. Smooth the whole thing. For my little Frankie right here, I'm going to just be doing the same that I did with Dracula. I'm going to just first start off with his hair. I can do this by just... It's actually better like this, I guess. One thing that I love about working with Royal Icing is that until it's dry, you can do whatever you want with it, like many shapes, many forms. I'm gonna let this dry. This is going to be our little green friend. Fill this in. Try to make it not so thin, because when you try to remove it from the wax paper, it might break if it's too thin. So it's happened to me 1,000 times, so that's what I'm telling you. I'm going to work on his face, his eyes. Whoa, these are like really up there, aren't they? It's going to be one sweet guy, or scared one. I'm going to put his in. Here it goes. I'm going to go first with the black, which is going to basically cover the whole face after, but this is just to have an idea of what's going on. And I'm going to be using the same wet on wet technique, and since the whole thing is covered, I'm just going to copy what I've done. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Okay, that sounded so weird because I was too scared of doing this one. Turned out fairly decent. It looks like what it is. Draw a spider web if I can do it. I thought I had enough space, but I don't. And as a final step for this one, I'm just going to draw a spider in here. I'm gonna let it dry. And then here it goes, my Batman. Just Bat. With my, I go ahead and point those things. This made me wanna make some Batman cupcakes or cookies. Going to go with the red. Going to make some pointy lips. Going to first make, obviously, the top part. I'm gonna let them dry. My lips are going to be, okay, my mouth. Again, I'm going to wait for this to dry. The black one, and I'm just going to draw what would be the inside the mouth. Going to be black. So I'm just going to, that's enough. Work with the shape. Going to add some blood that is like dripping from both sides. So I'm just going to go going to write rest in peace. Going to wait for this to dry. Going to fill what's left or missing, and first I'm going to do the black. And I'm going to draw something here. Looks kind of creepy. Let's do it. Fill that in. Going to just push it up. So I'm just going to start by drawing lines. Just as many as you can without making them cover the whole thing. Once they are starting to dry, I'm going to come back and work on the next step. I'm going to do the same thing that I did before, but on the opposite side. For the eyes, I'm just going to go and add them. Actually, wherever you want to put them. Mine are gonna be here. Silver sprinkles. And I'm going to end up with my final coat. The same process as before, but just to seal the whole thing in. I'm just going to do something real quick before we go. If it works, fine. If it doesn't, well, I tried. And right before it dries, I'm just going to go up and down. And I'm going to do something really crazy right now. I'm just going to draw. Basically, I'm just going to make this a spider. Kind of a psychedelic spider, I think. Going to put my spider's face in here. Since I'm pretty sure if I leave things like this, they are going to break because they are super thin. So I'm just going to thicken them up, going the same that I did, but on the top. And last but not least, I'm going to put some ice. Small tiny ice, well, not so small yet. I'm just going to go ahead and add some sprinkles on the top of this spider. I just felt like adding something else to it. And I'm just going to really carefully, going from the sides, peel this off. It should come right off. And I want to mention something. When baking, weather is essential. You may have to adjust your oven, you may have to adjust your working time, you may have to adjust everything because of the weather. It's just crucial. It has everything to do with having a successful or failed project. For example, this one, it was kind of humid yesterday and rained a bit for about 5 minutes, but this happened. The red kind of smashed there a bit, nothing happened here, but it's because of the weather. You cannot control the weather, but you can control the quality of your products. I would suggest you to work with the best food coloring quality that you can find, but when it's raining, this can happen. This happened to me, and I'm here to help, so just preventing yourself. So I'm just going to take going to take some sprinkles, and I'm going to just put my topper here on the bottom part, and I'm going to sprinkle the sides so it has some sort of decoration. You can choose black, and then on the top I will have my Halloween decoration. Push it a bit, and there you go. So much fun making them. Maybe they don't look like 100% professional, but they're so much fun to make. I'm gonna have pictures on my blog, like close-ups and all that stuff, and they're always gonna be there. Thank you so much for your time. Have a spooky but fun Halloween, and I'll talk to you later. Take care. Ooh.